So when COLBOR contacted me and was asking me if I wanted to test this, I said, absolutely, I would love to test this. COLBOR sent me this product for free. So these thoughts and opinions are all mine. So I for sure am excited to actually unbox this, take a look and see just how good this is, and also take a look and see if this will help me make some cooler videos. So on the side here, you have a 40 watt output, flexible output angle, magnetic fan, built-in RGB light, overheating protection, safe and harm-free. So the fog base is actually a vegetable glycerin type mix. And then it also has a remote control. And then all of the different items for the packaging list. The weight, only 351 grams. This is lightweight, portable. You could take it pretty much anywhere. So I have not opened this. I'm very excited. I've had it now for about a week, and I have been waiting to open the brand new COLBOR. So let's remove it and take a look. There's nothing else in the box there. There's so many awesome things to this. I'm going to open it up. It has 360-degree RGB lighting, 25 levels of smoke. I can't wait to use this because, as I said, I review many flashlights, and I think this is going to make for some very interesting and cool videos. So taking a look at the case, it's a nice, easy to use, simple zippered case. Has COLBOR there, and then opening it up, and it also does have a carrying strap. Opening it up, right inside, first off, you have the instruction booklet, which is not very big. Right off the bat, I like that the instruction manual isn't a book. I appreciate that many companies put instruction manuals in that aren't huge. So very thin, easy to read instructions. So right there it says caring for your COLBOR product, product instructions, operations instructions. You have the different settings, how to change the RGB lights, all of your packing information, and your warranty. So nice, easy to read. And right here you have the COLBOR warranty card. Scan the above QR code or download the relevant apps and you can take advantage of the warranty through them. Taking a look at what is inside. It is all packed very well inside the hard case. So of course you have the main unit here. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. So this is a 60 ml bottle of fog machine liquid. The ingredients are VG, which is vegetable glycerin, and PG, which is propylene glycol. You know, you don't want to keep this in your car necessarily on an extremely hot or cold day. It just says keep in normal temperatures. There's the fog liquid. And then inside, you will receive the chamber, and it will have some oil residue just inside, just showing that this has been tested. That small, easy to use RGB fan. And then inside the zippered pouch is the USB Type-C cable, the infrared remote. Let's go ahead and get these open. These are all of the different tips for the end. Sponge cover, and that is to give the cool, dramatic, almost like a dry ice type effect. So very cool. That is also included. All right, nothing else in there. So what's cool is it does have an innovative 60-degree tilted body, so you're actually able to direct the smoke wherever you need it. So it's not just vertical. It's very easy to actually turn that head, push the button. So another great feature is the USB Type-C port is right here on the side, and the reason that that is good is because I have seen quite a few different portable fog machines, and they generally have it on the bottom. So on the bottom, you have the threaded mount. That way you're able to actually throw this on a tripod. So, and then the last item inside the zippered pouch here is the tube. Have the controllable tube inside the pouch. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and remove the top. And again, it's very easy to remove. It is magnetic. Remove it as simple as that. And we'll take the chamber, open it up. Make sure you have a paper towel just for the residual oil. It says here, for the first time use, remove the plastic film and fill the chamber over halfway. Wait for 5 minutes before use. So that's what we're going to do. So you just want to remove that plastic film from the entire area around. And then you'll want to lift up on the silicone tab there. And it says to fill it up over halfway and wait 5 minutes. So very easy to fill. All right, so we have it filled up. We're going to go ahead and place the silicone plug back in and screw it into the base. All right, so we are back. It's actually been a bit longer than 5 minutes. It's actually the next day. Got a bit busy yesterday and had to pause this. So it did sit overnight, which there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So some questions that I've seen actually on the COLBOR YouTube page and a few other places is, if you're out and about, could you use a power bank to charge it? So I believe the answer is yes. When you plug it in, it does show that it is charging. Let's go ahead and get it turned on. So there it lights up, says COLBOR, shows the battery is fully charged, ready to go. And then it has the information right at the bottom that says fan, and then how much fog is coming out of the fogger, the fog density. So actually tapping the power button once will take you to the density, and there you're able to adjust it. So let's go all the way down, and tapping again brings you to the fan. So you're able to adjust what fan speed you want, and tap it one more time. After the fan, you'll want to press the plus button, and that will take you to the automatic timer. So let's try. We have it on, tap it again. So it is set right now. We'll set it for, let's see. So yeah, we'll set it for 5 seconds. So it is customizable. That is cool. I like that a lot. So that's really cool. I just had a little 2-second burst, and I have it set in intervals. That is very cool. So yeah, I'm not touching anything right now. That is cool. So yeah, you can absolutely time this to whatever your specific need might be. That is great. So then something I do want to test here, let's go ahead and turn it all the way up. Have it all the way turned up for the fog thickness. Let's go ahead and turn up the fan all the way. That is so cool. Wow. So just running just a brief amount of time. Wow. That is very cool. And I like that it's not loud either. It has a slight buzzing, like humming noise, but truthfully, it's pretty quiet. So it's great because there is a lot of different customizable settings. And on top of all of the different settings, you're also able to remove the top. So you want to take the RGB end right here, and there is lines right here, so you can't really mess this up. It's easy to connect. The lines line up, and it's good to go. So let's go ahead and turn it. I just want to see what this looks like. Yeah, that is very handy. Right here you have your fan. And then you have the different colors. It's very easy to change the brightness. And it's extremely easy to change the color of the light. Just hold down the up button, and that will cycle through many different colors. So whatever color you're looking for, you have it right at your fingertips. And it's simple and easy to use. Since I have the remote here, I actually do want to test it out. So it does use infrared technology instead of Bluetooth. So I think that would be a big drawback for me. However, the fogger itself, everything about it is very cool. Infrared technology is just older. I think it would definitely be much more suitable to have Bluetooth. So when you receive the controller, you just want to remove the little plastic piece inside, and then the battery will be ready to go. Very easy to control. Just press the on button and instantly turn it off. And the settings on the remote also aren't the best. The settings could be a bit better in the modes on the remote. It basically, when you have the remote, it will turn up or down both levels of the fan and fog density. So in that aspect, not great, but depending on what you're doing, it might work out well for you. However, if you need the fan high and the density low, that's not possible with this. So I am going to see, I actually turned up the fog density on the left side, and then the fan on the right side here, I'm going to leave that down. What I want to see is if it will work with the power button. Okay, so if you have it set, then yes. If you have it set to those specific settings and you push the on button or off button, that will keep it on those settings. However, once you press the up button, it will adjust the right hand side here, just the fan that this is on only. And then once you hit down again, it'll actually turn both of them down. So it's a bit awkward, I guess, depending on what you're using it for, the settings. The machine itself is very cool. I'm extremely impressed with it. I am going to cut off the lights really quickly, have a little bit of testing and just see what the RGB looks like, but without all of these lights on. One thing I think that will be awesome to use this fogger with, I review many flashlights from little tiny itty bitty lights to gigantic, extremely huge lights. So not only will this create fun videos, I love it because I'll actually be able to see the beam pattern, and if it has a laser, we can see how bright the lasers are. So a very useful item, especially for me. So let's go ahead and get the lights cut off and take a look and see what this looks like in the dark. All right, so I do have the lights mostly turned off. I do have one background light on. I love the auto off feature. I found that out just now, walking around the house and getting up and turning off the lights. It took me a little bit longer, and so I like that auto off feature. Take a look. We'll turn the density all the way up, and the fan speed, let's turn down. And let's go ahead and turn on the RGB on the end here. And we'll turn down the brightness a bit. Of course, my Pocket 3 is picking up a lot of the light. That is cool. So I turned up the brightness now all the way, and right now I'm about 3 feet away from the actual Bigfoot. And you can change the light color again just by simply holding down that button. And if you push the bottom button, that will actually reverse the color, go back to the previous. That is pretty cool. The tips are easily installed. All you do is push it right onto the end. I think one thing very cool, especially again, because I review a lot of flashlights, it'll be nice to take a flashlight, turn it on, and be able to see what the beam looks like. I did just want to give a big shout out again to COLBOR for sending me this amazing little portable fogger out. I definitely will be using it in many more videos. The link is in the description, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe below. Thank you so much.